Yo, what is up guys, Z-Karma here, and welcome back to another boring math video here in Borderlands 3. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of Amara's skills called Personal Space. With this skill, your weapons will deal bonus damage based on the distance to a target, and the closer you are to that target, the greater the bonus will be. In this video, I'm going to be doing a full breakdown of this skill to show you exactly why you need to use this skill with every single one of your builds. It's basically free damage. So before I get into the actual breakdown, if you guys find this video helpful or informative in any way, a like rating will be greatly appreciated, and if you want to subscribe for more Borderlands 3 content, that would be awesome as well. So anyways, without further ado, let's get straight into it. So let's get into the basics. If I shoot this weapon without personal space, I am doing 254 damage. And if I were to max out personal space, it says that my bonus damage is going to be up to 36% of damage dealt. And if we get 36% bonus on top of the 254, we should get 345.44. And if I were to get as close to this target as possible and shoot, I'm actually getting 388, and that is actually a 52.75% bonus damage. So right off the bat, we're already seeing that this skill is much better than what it says here. Instead of 36, we're getting 52. And if you guys are wondering, 36% is about this distance right here. As you can see, that's 346, which is about a 36% bonus damage. And if we were to get all the way back here and shoot, we are still getting a 20% bonus damage. So as you can see, the bonus damage is actually not that bad. All the way over here, it's 20%. And come on, let's be real here. When you're mobbing, the farthest you're going to be from enemies is going to be like somewhere around here. So you're always going to get more than 30% bonus damage. Now, if that 52.75% increase with personal space was not enough for you, there's something else you need to know. In case you guys didn't know, the bonus damage on this skill is based on the overall damage after all other bonuses have been applied. So when you get all those weapon damage bonuses and gun damage bonuses from your skills, from your guardian rank, from your class mod and artifact, you get all of that, and then after you increase all elemental damage increases wherever they come from, the bonus from personal space is going to be based off of all of that damage. So really quickly, just to show you what I mean, I created a phaser build, a really quick one, unoptimized by the way, just to show you how personal space is based off of the overall damage after every other bonus. So we just did a phaser build, and what I'm going to do is shoot this target without personal space, and then add 3 points into personal space and see how much of a bonus we get. So we're going to use the action skill to get our bonuses, and we're doing 764. Now we're going to do this one more time, but with 3 points into personal space. Now let's use our action skill, shoot this guy, and when doing 1111, and that is a bonus of 45% damage. So as you can see, the bonus from personal space is based off of the overall damage. And the reason why I bring this up and it's such a big deal is because in our red tree we have forceful expression, and that is a capstone skill that also gives us bonus damage based on the damage dealt, and this is only 18%. And the bonus elemental damage is based on your action skill element, so essentially whatever damage you'll do, you get 18% of that as shock. But with personal space, you basically get 3 times more bonus damage than forceful expression, and it's at the very start of the skill tree, so it's very easy to get it. And you're also not limited to it being the element of your action skill. So basically, if you're matching elements with your weapons, this is just going to make those matched elements even stronger. Moving on, I want to show you something really quickly. Some people have asked me if personal space increases dot damage, and the answer is no. So let me go ahead and show you. Right now, I'm not spec'd into personal space, and I'm just going to shoot one of these little guys. And you can see 65, 67, 66, 67. Alright, so let's keep that in mind. Now let's add personal space and do it one more time. And again, 65, 67. As you can see, dot damage is not increased at all with personal space. So I thought you guys should know that. And now let's go a little bit more into detail on personal space by combining it with ties that bind. Now, just a disclaimer, I'm not going to go too in depth with Ties That Bind and all the math behind it because I've already made a video on that. So from here on out, if you get confused with any of the math that I'm doing, make sure to check that video out. I'll link it in the description and in the pinned comment. And also take a look at this chart. We're going to be dealing with health bars, so look at the red column only, and we're going to be using incendiary damage and shock damage. Whenever you see me multiply by 0.65, that is basically me using shock against flesh, and whenever you see me multiply by 1.75, it's me using incendiary against flesh. And you're also going to see me multiplying either by 1.30 or 1.40, and that's because of Tempest. My incendiary damage is going to get a 30%, and my shock damage is going to get a 40%. Keep in mind, this is wrong, you actually get 40%, not 50. So before we go over there, obviously, whenever I grasp a target and I shoot him, personal space is going to come into play. So the ideal thing is to be as close as possible to get the maximum bonus, and all the damage shared is going to be based off of that number. So now, my question was, does the shared damage also get a bonus thanks to personal space? Well, let's go ahead and show you. We're going to grasp this enemy. We're going to shoot it, pause, and go to photo mode. And as you can see, 169, 169, 169. So even though they're all different distances for me, they're still getting the same exact damage each. So no, the shared damage with Ties That Bind does not get an additional bonus from personal space. That would have been awesome though, I'm not going to lie. And here's the but. What happens when you're using bonus elemental damage? For example, I have this transformer with bonus incendiary damage, 50% bonus on action skill end. This is where it gets really interesting, and when you can just optimize your build to make the most out of personal space. Now what you're about to see is basically everything I explained in that Ties That Bind video, so I reiterate, if you guys don't understand something, you need to go watch that video. So I'm going to go ahead and fake grasp to get the incendiary bonus from my shield. We're going to go over here, then we're going to link this guy, and we shoot. We go to photo mode, and as you can see, this guy has 409, and that guy over there took 387 bonus incendiary damage. Now, the reason why this one got more is because he's closer to me, and he's getting more of a bonus from personal space. And now you may ask yourselves, why are they getting a bonus from that bonus elemental damage and not from the Ties That Bind, because they both received 227? Well, the reason is a little bit complicated, but like I say, I explained that in the other video. So without going too much into detail, whenever you use Ties That Bind, these links and the shared damage create a base transfer damage. That's what I like to call it. And that base transfer damage is that damage that being transferred before any elemental multipliers and all that come into place. So you get that base transfer damage, and then you apply all the bonuses or penalties that you get when using incendiary against, in this case, flesh, and then end up with a number, and that number, obviously, you only do 50% of that, and then that's when personal space comes in. You basically add whatever bonus you're getting from personal space. And don't worry, I do have an example ready, which I'll show you all the math. So just a quick example, take a look at this screenshot I took the other day. As you can see, the closer these enemies are to me, the more bonus incendiary damage they're getting. This one's getting 647, the other one in the back is getting 640, and the final one's getting 615. So as you can see, personal space applies to this bonus elemental damage when it is shared with Ties That Bind. And the reason behind it is simply because it's considered a separate bonus than the one that we're getting from shooting the initial target. And finally, take a look at this screenshot. This is another one I did, which actually showed me the damage that I did to the initial target. So the initial target was the one that's being grasped. He got 627 shock and 196 incendiary. And this is how Ties That Bind works. Basically, you have to add those two damages, which gives us 823. Then, since Ties That Bind shared 35% of that, that equals to 288.05, and that is the base transfer damage that I was talking about. And now let's turn this damage into incendiary damage, because that is basically the bonus that we're getting from our shield. So in order to turn the 288.05 into incendiary damage, we need to multiply by 1.75 because it's incendiary against flesh. So that gives us 504.0875. And now after that, we're going to add the bonus from the Tempest skill that we have, which is 30%. So when we multiply by 1.3, it gives us 655.31. And from that 655.31, we need to get 50% of that, which is the 50% elemental damage that we're getting. And that is 327.65. But instead, this says 465, which is an extra 41% bonus damage that we're getting thanks to personal space. So as you can see, personal space is so much better than what people make it out to be. You're going to be missing out on a lot of damage if you don't put points on here. And it's very simple. If you got a Phaserker build or whatever, you usually go blue tree combined with red tree and don't put anything into the green tree. Now, what if I tell you that with those 3 extra levels that you got after the level cap increase, the best thing to do is to put them into personal space, because I promise you'll be doing a ton more damage. That is going to be up to 52% bonus damage based on the overall damage that you're doing. So really quick example, if you're using a Maggie and you're doing 10k damage per shot, if you max out personal space, you can get up to 15k. So just keep that in mind, guys, next time you're working on your build, and make sure to put points into personal space. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for me. If you guys found this video helpful or informative in any way, a like rating will be greatly appreciated. And if you want to subscribe for more content, that will be awesome as well. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.